15 amazing geography facts about Canada by the channel Geography by Geoff, written like this with Geoff. Okay, I'm already subscribed to this video because I've checked out other videos that he made about America, and if I'm not mistaken also about the Netherlands, something like that. I might be mistaken. I have way too many channels, so I always forget which videos I've reacted to. But this one really piqued my interest because I've been reacting to lots of Canadian provinces. Now, yeah, it's provinces. Yeah, I always get confused between states, regions, and provinces. Yes, it's provinces. And yeah, there's always like the differences in weather, the differences in I don't know, just the differences in the land and all that. So the geography facts are something that I'm really looking forward to learn more about. Let's check out the video.
Canada is an amazing country that makes up about 1/3 of all of North America. And because it's so vast and spans...
I always wonder one thing. I don't know, nobody is really saying it, but shouldn't Alaska be part of Canada? Hasn't Canada ever claimed it to be its own? I mean, I know that, wait, actually, I think that Alaska became part of the US before Canada was its own country, right? Wait, let me check, actually. Canada, independence. Okay, 1982. Okay, 1982. But still, in 1867, okay, in 1867, established the Dominion of Canada. Okay, but the actual, wow, that's crazy. The actual independence of Canada just happened in 1982. That's crazy. Wait, I want to see. Alaska, US. That was like in the 19th century, I think, right? Alaska, US purchase. Wait, I'm not showing you actually. Oh, 1867. Okay, why isn't Alaska? Yeah, okay, so I'm not the only one asking that question. The United States purchased it from Russia in 1867. Yeah. Oh, okay. So it was like I thought. It was not yet a fully independent country at the time, so that's why it went to the US. But still, I mean, when the US gave the independence to the Philippines, they said they did so because they didn't want it to be imperialist. So would it make sense for the US to give Alaska to Canada? And most important, since you guys are from Canada probably watching this video, do you want Canada to be my god, do you want Alaska to be part of Canada? Let me know down in the question. In the comments. Oh my god. Sorry, I cannot talk. It's Sunday. You gotta forgive me. Okay, let's continue the video.
Such a large area, it's bound to have some of the most awe-inspiring geography attached to it. So here are 15 of my favorite geography facts about the Great White North. And to kick us off, do you know how many islands Canada has?
200,000. I don't know. I just
Canada has more islands than any other country in the world, with an estimated 52,000 named islands and countless smaller unnamed ones.
Wow.
The Arctic archipelago alone contains over 36,000 islands, including Baffin Island, the world's 5th largest, and Ellesmere Island.
Wow. This is the 5th bigger island. What the hell?
The 10th largest. Combined, these islands account for about 15% of Canada's land mass. And they're not all Arctic barren tundras. Canada's islands offer incredible diversity. In the east, Prince Edward Island is known for its rolling farmland and beaches, while in the west, Vancouver Island and Haida Gwaii feature lush rainforests and towering mountains. But unlike island nations such as Indonesia or the Philippines, which are densely populated, Canada's islands are often remote and sparsely inhabited.
I mean, of
this
course.
isolation makes them vital for scientific research, tourism, and environmental conservation. And because it has so many islands, it also has
The longest coastline.
Canada's coastline is the longest in the world, stretching over 202,000 kilometers. It borders 3 oceans, the Atlantic, the Pacific, and the Arctic. To put it in perspective, the second longest coastline belongs to Indonesia, a country of over 17,000 islands, yet its coastline measures just 54,000 kilometers. Canada's coastline is nearly 4 times longer. This immense length contributes significantly to Canada's economy and biodiversity. The coastlines are home to vital fisheries, particularly for lobster and crab on the Atlantic side and salmon on the Pacific side. The Arctic coastline, though less accessible, is becoming increasingly important with climate change, as melting ice opens potential shipping routes like the Northwest Passage. Canada's extensive coastline also includes famous natural wonders like the Bay of Fundy, known for having the world's highest tide.
This is so cool. What is this?
With some areas rising over 16 meters in a single day.
Oh my
With a coastline
God.
this long, it's probably not surprising that Canada is really, really large.
That's what
Canada covers a vast 9.98 million square kilometers, making it the second largest country on Earth after Russia. It's so large that you could fit the entire European Union into Canada with room to spare. Despite its massive size, Canada's population is only about 40 million people, meaning it has one of the lowest population densities globally, with only about 4 people per square kilometer, an extremely low amount when you compare it to the United States, which has on average 35 people per square kilometer. This vast expanse of Canada,
I mean, it's still pretty low also in the US, right? 35 people per kilometer square.
Canada includes towering mountains, expansive prairies.
Oh my God, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God, this is so beautiful.
Frozen tundra, and dense forests. The country's size creates extreme regional diversity, from British Columbia's temperate rainforests to Nunavut's icy Arctic, and from the flat prairies of Saskatchewan all the way to the rocky coast of Newfoundland. Canada's size and overall northernness contributes to harsh winters, which can make living difficult. However, this space also allows Canada to preserve its incredible natural beauty, with over 38 national parks protecting these landscapes. Now, despite having so much space, Canada's people haven't really spread out to occupy it all. Despite Canada's immense size, about 75% of its population lives within 100 miles of the US border. This narrow strip of land accounts for less than 5% of Canada's total area, but it includes cities like Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, and Ottawa. This concentration is largely due to geography and climate. The southern parts of Canada have a milder climate, more fertile land, and better access to trade with the United States. Meanwhile, the northern regions are dominated by harsh Arctic and subarctic conditions, making large-scale settlement difficult. In comparison, Russia, another vast country with a cold climate, has
of course, they all live in the European part, most of the people in Russia, no?
Similar pattern, with most of its population concentrated in the more temperate west. Which means Canada's largest bay is mostly uninhabited. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to take your nutrition to the next level. Meet Huel, the sponsor of today's video.
How old
Huel
is this video?
Spelled H-U-E-L.
Oh, it's new. Okay. Here in Italy, they always add for air up. I've never seen Huel before.
And is the global complete nutritional drink that's trusted by over 400 million people globally. Their Black Edition ready to drink is a complete meal in a bottle. High in protein.
I don't know, I always feel that this stuff is a scam, you know. They just write protein on the bottle and they can sell you for 5 times the price. I don't know. Okay, anyways, if you want to check it out, there will be a link in the description for his channel so you can purchase it with his code. I don't even think that I can do it from Italy, so I'm gonna skip it. I apologize, but yeah, go and check it out.
Using my action of the food, all of the new, which is get fit exclusive to your way, you can focus.
Okay. One last
the Hudson Bay is the world's second largest bay after the Bay of Bengal, covering 1.23 million square kilometers. Situated in northeastern Canada, it's surrounded by Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, and Nunavut.
I haven't reacted to Manitoba or Nunavut or however you pronounce it, so definitely in the future I will be reacting to these provinces as well. No, I think Nunavut is a territory, not a province. Manitoba, yeah, definitely need to check it out.
Now, despite its size, the Hudson Bay is relatively shallow, with an average depth of just 100 meters. This shallowness means it freezes over completely during the winter, and even in summer, the water remains extremely cold. The bay is a remnant of a prehistoric sea left behind by melting glaciers after the last ice age.
Wow,
The
this
Hudson
looks
Bay
so
plays
cool.
an important role in Canada's history and economy. It was the site of early fur trading posts established by the Hudson's Bay Company, which helped shape Canada's development. Today, its shores are sparsely populated, with small communities relying on fishing, hunting, and shipping. The Hudson Bay, of course, is not inland, but Canada does have plenty of really large lakes.
More lakes than you think.
Canada is home to more lakes than any other country, boasting over 2 million, with 31,752 larger than 3 square kilometers. That's more than the
crazy.
rest of the world combined. Its lakes account
Yeah, because I think that the countries that have the most lakes are all Arctic countries, because even Finland is called the land of the 1,000 lakes or something like that. Even Sweden has lots, and Norway too. And I guess it's a Nordic thing to have many lakes. I mean, we have lots of lakes in Italy too. Of course, not as many. But I love lakes. I love lakes. I love more lakes than the beach, actually.
for nearly 9% of the country's total area, a staggering contrast to countries like Australia, which is famous for its arid landscapes and limited freshwater resources. Among Canada's most famous lakes are Lake Superior, which is shared with the US and known as the world's largest freshwater lake by surface area, and Great Bear Lake, located entirely within Canada and recognized as the country's largest by volume. These lakes are essential for hydropower, providing clean energy to millions of Canadians, as well as for recreation and wildlife habitats. Altogether, Canada's Great Lakes system, which also includes Lake Ontario, Erie, and Huron, contains 20% of the world's freshwater supply. So it makes sense that some of those lakes would also have their own islands.
The world's largest freshwater
Canada is home to Manitoulin Island, the world's largest freshwater island, located in Lake Huron. Covering 2,766 square kilometers, it's larger than some
that's a
countries,
lot.
such as Luxembourg, which is
That is like 3 times bigger than my city. Oh my god. My city, including all the municipalities. That is crazy. Oh my god, yeah, you can see that. It's as big as Luxembourg. What the hell? That's crazy. Wow. That is truly incredible. That is remarkable.
only 2,586 square kilometers.
Oh,
But
it's
unlike
even
most
bigger.
islands surrounded by salt water, Manitoulin is unique for its freshwater setting. But that's not the only thing that sets this island apart from the others. Manitoulin itself contains over 100 inland lakes. Some even have their own islands. This extremely
What?
rare phenomenon means that there are islands within lakes.
Wait, what? There's an island on a lake, and then there are other islands and other lakes within this island and lake. Oh my god, this is so confusing. But look at that, this is so cool. Oh my god, I love it. I love it so much. Wow, Canada's so cool.
On an island within a larger lake. Treasure Island is a great example of this because it's the world's largest natural island in a lake on an island in a
Oh my
lake.
God.
Manitoulin Island has a rich indigenous history and remains home to several Anishinaabe communities. Its landscapes feature rolling hills, beaches, and forests, making it a popular
Wow.
destination for outdoor enthusiasts. Boating,
course.
fishing, and hiking are common activities, while visitors can also explore cultural sites and learn about the island's First Nation heritage. But this is, perhaps, not even Canada's most famous freshwater island.
Which is south of California.
Canada's southernmost point, Middle Island, is farther south than parts of Northern California.
Oh.
Located within Lake Erie at 41.4 degrees
Wow.
north, it lies on the same latitude as cities like Rome and Chicago. However, its location surprises many
What?
because Canada is often associated with northern cold climates and snow-covered landscapes. Now, all
What
that
the
said,
hell?
there are no permanent settlements on Middle Island, as the entire island is a conservation area. So technically, Canada's southernmost point with people would be Pele Island, just a little north of Middle Island. All in all, not that different and still well south of much of the United States. We've now covered Canada's far north and
That
far
was
south.
so interesting.
But what's in the middle? Canada's boreal forest is one of the largest intact forests in the entire world, spanning over 2.7 million square kilometers and stretching from Newfoundland to the Yukon. This biome covers nearly 35% of Canada's land area, making it a critical component of the country's geography and environmental health. The boreal forest is home to iconic species such as moose, lynx, and wolves, as well as billions of migratory birds that nest here in the summer. Its trees, mainly spruces, pines, and firs, also play a vital role in sequestering carbon, helping to mitigate climate change. Canada's boreal forest is larger than those in Russia or Scandinavia, and it plays a crucial role in regulating global weather patterns. Its vastness and importance have earned it recognition as one of the world's most significant ecosystems. Unlike tropical rainforests, which are shrinking due to deforestation, much of Canada's boreal forest remains pristine. However, wildfires are a growing concern for the region as every summer, lightning storms set off large, unmanageable fires. Now, underneath all of those trees is some seriously
Had no
old
idea about
rock.
that. The oldest rock ever found.
Canada is home to some of the oldest rocks on Earth, dating back nearly 4 billion years. These ancient formations are found in the Canadian Shield, a massive geologic feature that stretches across northern and eastern Canada, including parts of Quebec, Ontario, Manitoba, and the Northwest Territories. The Canadian Shield is a treasure trove for geologists. In 2008, researchers discovered rocks in northern Quebec's Greenstone Belt that are believed to be 4.28 billion years old, predating most life on Earth. These rocks provide a glimpse into Earth's earliest crust and the conditions that shaped our planet. Beyond its age, the Shield is a vital economic region. Rich in minerals like gold, nickel, and copper, it has driven Canada's mining industry for decades. Its rugged landscape, dotted with thousands of lakes and forests, also support tourism and serve as a major carbon sink, absorbing more carbon from the atmosphere than it releases. All that said, the Canadian Shield does not cross Canada's Great Divide.
Split in half.
Like with the United States, the Continental Divide runs through Canada's Rocky Mountains, separating the watersheds that flow into the Pacific Ocean from those flowing into the Atlantic Ocean and the Arctic Ocean. The divide stretches from Alaska through Canada, down into the US, and beyond to South America, making it one of the longest hydrological divides in the entire world. In Canada, it's most pronounced in British Columbia and Alberta, where the Rockies create a dramatic natural barrier. Rivers like the Columbia flow west into the Pacific, while the Saskatchewan River system carries water eastward to the Hudson Bay. The divide also plays a role in shaping the ecosystems and weather patterns on either side. For example, the west side of the Rockies is wetter and milder due to Pacific air, while the east side is drier and colder. Speaking of colder, Nunavut, established in 1999, is Canada's largest and
Only 90. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense if Canada only gained its independence in 1982. But I mean, if you think about it, they've been doing so much in such a short amount of time. That's crazy.
and newest territory, spanning an enormous 2 million square kilometers, almost the size of Mexico. Despite its size, it has a population of just over 41,000 people, making it one of the least densely populated areas on Earth. None of it is primarily inhabited by Inuit communities, who have lived there for thousands of years. The territory was created as part of a land claim agreement that granted the Inuit self-governance and recognition of their cultural heritage. The capital, Iqaluit, is the largest settlement, yet its population is just over 7,000. None of its geography is dominated by Arctic tundra, rugged mountains, and hundreds of thousands of islands. Famous natural landmarks include Baffin Island and the stunning fjords of Ayudik National Park. Wildlife such as caribou, polar bears, and Arctic foxes thrive here.
Arctic foxes is the first time I've ever heard about that. This video is so cool. I'm learning so much.
Towering at 5,959 meters, Mount Logan in Yukon is Canada's tallest peak and the second highest mountain in North America after Denali in Alaska. Located within Kluane National Park, the mountain is part of the St. Elias Range, a region known for its rugged beauty and massive ice fields. And despite its already immense size, Mount Logan is still growing by a whopping 0.35 millimeters a year due to the tectonic collision between the Pacific and North American plates. It also holds the record for having the largest base circumference of any non-volcanic mountain, stretching 40 kilometers long, making it a colossal natural wonder. While less famous than Everest or Denali, Mount Logan presents climbers with equally challenging conditions. Temperatures can plunge below -45 degrees Celsius.
I think that the tallest peak in Europe is the one that we have, at least in the European Union, is the one we have in Italy shared with France. That is Mont Blanc, the White Mountain. I don't know how you say it in English. And I think it's about almost 5,000 meters or something like that. So this one is really, that's 5,009. Oh my God. 1,000 meter taller. That's crazy. I've been there and I've seen it. It's pretty tall. Oh my God. So 5,009, 1,000 meter more. That's crazy. Is that many people that go there to try and climb it? Like, is that like very challenging to do so? Like, I know that many people will go to Mount Everest and not many can do it. Is it a thing over there? I mean, I guess it is, right?
And storms can last for weeks. These extreme conditions have kept the mountain relatively untouched by human activity. But something that hasn't gone untouched,
okay, he already replied, so don't you worry.
touched, is Canada's vast oil reserves.
Is Canada an oil country?
This might sound surprising, but Canada ranks among the world's top.
I mean, this might explain Donald Trump's intentions, I would say.
Top oil producers, holding the third largest proven oil reserves globally after Venezuela and Saudi Arabia. Most of Canada's oil is found in the Athabasca oil sands in Alberta, a vast area containing an estimated 165 billion barrels of recoverable oil. But unlike conventional oil reserves, much of Canada's oil is in the form of bitumen, a heavy, viscous form of crude oil that requires extensive processing. The oil sands have been both an economic boon and an environmental challenge. Alberta's oil industry generates billions in revenue and supports thousands of jobs, but it's also criticized for its high carbon emissions and impact on local ecosystems. Canada's oil exports are primarily sent to the United States, making it the largest foreign supplier to the US. Despite this, Canada's oil industry faces challenging in diversifying its markets, as pipeline expansions like the Trans Mountain Project face political and environmental hurdles.
Yeah, I really like to check out this stuff, you know, because it says that the US is the biggest supplier. Then you see Donald Trump going with all these tariffs. Oh, we don't need anything from Europe. We don't need anything from Canada. We don't need anything from other countries. We have all we need in here. And then every freaking show you will see that all the countries that export their stuff, they export it to the US. I mean, what the hell, bro? Come on. Just, I don't know, just do some fact checking or whatever before you talk. A country of different times.
Finally, Canada spans 6 primary time zones, making it one of the most time-diverse nations on Earth. From Pacific time in British Columbia to Newfoundland time in the Far East, Canada's time zones reflect the sheer vastness of its geography.
Wait, what? What do you mean -3 and 30 minutes? What do you mean 30 minutes? What the hell? I'm so confused. So right now here in Italy is 13:54. That is 1:54 p.m. and in Newfoundland is 10:24. What the hell? 10:24 a.m. I'm so confused right now. You gotta explain it to me. Maybe we will check out another video explaining the time zones in Canada more in detail.
Time in the Far East, Canada's time zones reflect the sheer vastness of its geography. Newfoundland is particularly unique as it operates on a half-hour offset, a quirk shared by only a few other places worldwide. Canada's time zones are essential for global trade.
I know that in China, as big as it is, they only have one time zone. So it's pretty crazy. Like some countries, some places in China will get sunshine maybe at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. I'm guessing. I haven't been to China yet, even though I want to really go. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I know that they have only one time zone. So this is incredible. I love this type of quirks.
And travel, particularly with its southern neighbor, the United States. The US shares 4 of Canada's time zones, making cross-border coordination smoother than it might be otherwise. This time diversity poses challenges for national coordination though. For example, live broadcasts of sporting events or political speeches often cater to Eastern time, leaving Western and Atlantic provinces watching at odd hours. It also underscores the immense size of the country. When Vancouverites wake up, Newfoundlanders are already preparing lunch. Hey Canada, I'm going off script here just a little bit because there's some really wild things happening in our world right now, particularly between the United States and
Okay, this is pretty recent, okay, 3 months ago.
and of course, your own country. I just want to take a minute to reaffirm that I love Canada. In fact, in many ways, it's my very favorite country. I'm a Pacific Northwest person through and through, but in terms of actual countries, Canada is probably the place that I would most feel at home. I get that there's a lot of anxiety floating around based on a lot of things that are being said by world leaders who have no reason to say those things. And I understand that a lot of Canadians are feeling a lot of distrust and hurt by the way that their former friend, the United States, is talking about them. I guess all that I can say at this moment in time is that I fully believe in a free and independent Canada. I love Canada, and if I have anything to say in the matter, Canada will remain free forever. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel and like the video.
I did.
If you want to follow me around the world as I travel, this
That was a very cool video. And yeah, of course, you always have to like, because many people fail to do that. You always have to position like the leader of a country in one part, you know, and that shouldn't be like, what do you think about that country? Because the people of that country might be the nicest in the world. I mean, I would say like Russia is the best example. Like, you know, that Putin, you can put it everywhere you want, but yeah, of course it's not. He can be beloved by Westerners, you know. But the Russian people, oh my God. I mean, I feel like, I don't think I've ever had a bad encounter with a Russian person. They're always super nice, very friendly, and yeah, they're the best people on earth, literally. So you always have to position like one country, what the world leaders will say, the representative of that country, and then the actual people that live in there are a total different thing. That's for sure. Come on, I shouldn't even be saying this, but most people fail to do so. They just generalize, oh, this country, like Donald Trump is so fucking crazy, he's doing crazy stuff, so all Americans are shit. Of course not. Not all Americans love Donald Trump or think like Donald Trump. So you should always be making a distinction. I don't even know why am I saying this, but many people is doing that. I've seen it, especially on the internet. So I felt like it was definitely something to do. But yeah, guys, I'm going too much off topic right here. It was a very cool video. Definitely go and check out this channel, Geography by Geoff. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. We just reached, quote, 500 subscribers. Thank you so much for the support. We're halfway through to monetize the channel, so we're gonna keep on going. Thank you so much. See you soon.